What if I told you that the very thing you are using to understand my words, the command center of your entire being, is a master of deception, a powerhouse of secrets, and an architect of a reality that might not be as real as you think? What if the most mysterious and alien object in the universe is not in some distant galaxy, but right behind your eyes? Get ready, because we are about to embark on a journey into the 3-pound universe inside your head. We will peel back the layers of the most complex object known to humanity and uncover 30 astonishing truths that will challenge everything you thought you knew about yourself, your perceptions, and your mind. Fact 1. Despite its immense power, your brain is not particularly heavy. The average adult brain weighs about 3 pounds, or around 1.4 kilograms. That's roughly the same as a half-gallon of milk. It holds all your memories, your personality, and your ability to dream, all within a package that weighs less than a small bag of flour. But its size in relation to your body is what matters. It makes up only about 2% of your body's total weight, yet it holds a disproportionate amount of power, as we are about to see. Fact 2. Your mighty brain is mostly water. That's right, the sophisticated supercomputer responsible for calculus and poetry is approximately 75% water. This is why dehydration has such a significant impact on your cognitive function. Even a small drop in your hydration levels can impair your attention, memory, and other brain skills. So the next time you feel a bit of brain fog, the solution might be as simple as a glass of water. It's a humbling thought, isn't it? The seat of your consciousness is, in large part, a very well-organized puddle. Fact 3. While it might be mostly water, the solid part of your brain tells a different story. Your brain is the fattest organ in your body. About 60% of the dry weight of your brain is composed of fat. These fats are crucial, forming the cell membranes of your neurons and playing a vital role in your brain's health and performance. This is why essential fatty acids, like omega-3, are often called brain food. They are literally the building blocks for the structure that allows you to think. Fact 4. Your brain is an energy glutton. Remember how it only makes up 2% of your body weight? Well, it consumes a whopping 20% of your body's total oxygen and caloric intake. This incredible energy demand is constant. Whether you are solving a complex math problem or staring blankly at a wall, your brain is always on and always hungry. This is why intense mental effort can feel just as exhausting as physical exercise. You are literally burning fuel to power your thoughts. Fact 5. All that energy consumption has a fascinating byproduct. Your brain generates a surprising amount of electricity. The combined electrical output of all your neurons firing at once is enough to power a low-wattage light-emitting diode, or LED light bulb. While you are awake, your brain produces between 10 and 23 watts of power. So, in a very real sense, you have a light bulb of consciousness glowing inside your head at all times. Fact 6. Here is a truth that feels completely wrong but is absolutely correct. Your brain itself cannot feel pain. It has no pain receptors, which are called nociceptors. This is why neurosurgeons can perform procedures on a patient's brain while they are awake. While the surrounding tissues, the meninges, and the scalp have plenty of pain receptors, the brain itself is numb. So when you get a headache, it's not your brain that hurts, but rather the nerves and blood vessels around it sending a signal of distress. Your brain is the source of all the pain you feel elsewhere in your body, but it remains blissfully unaware of its own physical state. Fact 7. The information traveling inside your brain moves at incredible speeds. Nerve impulses to and from the brain can travel as fast as 268 miles per hour. That is faster than a Formula One race car. When you touch something hot, the signal zips from your finger to your brain and back to your finger's muscles in a fraction of a second, telling you to pull away before you can even consciously register the pain. This high-speed network is what allows you to react to the world in real time, a constant flow of data that keeps you safe and functional. Fact 8. The scale of your brain's internal structure is almost beyond human comprehension. It contains an estimated 86 billion nerve cells, known as neurons. For a long time, the number was cited as 100 billion, but more recent, precise research has given us this slightly smaller, yet still astronomical figure. 86 billion. That is more than 10 times the number of people on Earth. It's a number in the same ballpark as the number of stars in our Milky Way galaxy. You have an entire galaxy of cells inside your head, each one a potential part of a thought. Fact 9. As mind-boggling as 86 billion neurons is, it's the connections between them that create the real magic. Each neuron can form connections with thousands of other neurons, creating a network of staggering complexity. The total number of these connections, called synapses, is estimated to be in the trillions. Some estimates place it at over 100 trillion. This web of connections is where learning and memory happen. Every time you learn something new, you are creating new connections or strengthening existing ones, physically resculpting the intricate wiring of your own mind. It is a living, constantly changing network. Fact 10. The idea that we only use 10% of our brain is completely, utterly false. It is one of the most enduring and popular myths in modern culture, but it has no scientific basis. Brain scans show that no matter what you are doing, even resting, all parts of your brain show some level of activity. Different tasks might activate specific regions more intensely, but there are no dormant, unused 90% sections just waiting to be unlocked. Your brain is working at full capacity, all the time. The myth is appealing because it suggests a vast, untapped potential, but the truth is even more incredible. You are already using the whole thing. Fact 11. Since your whole brain is always active, you might think it is a master of multitasking. But here is another secret. Your brain cannot truly multitask. When you think you are doing two things at once, like talking on the phone while writing an email, your brain is not doing them simultaneously. Instead, it is rapidly switching its focus back and forth between the two tasks. This switching comes at a cost. It reduces your efficiency, increases the likelihood of errors, and makes it harder to store the information you are processing. True focus on a single task is where your brain's power really shines.
Multitasking is juste à clever illusion.
Fact 12. This amazing organ is not fully formed when you are born, or even when you are a teenager. The human brain continues to develop and mature until you reach your mid-20s. The last part to fully come online is the prefrontal cortex, the region right behind your forehead. This area is responsible for rational decision-making, planning, and moderating social behavior. This slow maturation process explains why teenagers are often more prone to impulsive actions and emotional decision-making. Their brain's chief executive officer is still in training, learning the ropes before taking full command. Fact 13. As your brain develops, it doesn't just add new connections. It also actively gets rid of old ones in a process called synaptic pruning. Think of it like a gardener trimming a rose bush. The brain eliminates weaker or unused synaptic connections to make the remaining, more important connections stronger and more efficient. It is a true use it or lose it system. The experiences you have, the skills you learn, and the thoughts you entertain literally shape the physical structure of your brain by determining which connections are kept and which are pruned away. You are the sculptor of your own mind. Fact 14. So what is the storage capacity of this self-sculpting network? While it is difficult to put an exact number on it, the brain's memory storage capacity is thought to be virtually limitless. Scientists have estimated it could be somewhere around 2.5 petabytes. To put that in perspective, a petabyte is 1,000 terabytes. That is the equivalent of 3 million hours of television shows. You would have to leave a TV running continuously for over 300 years to use up that much storage. So you never have to worry about running out of space for new memories. Your brain has more than enough room. Fact 15. But here is the catch. While the storage is vast, your memories are not stored like perfect digital files. They are not high-fidelity recordings of the past. Instead, every time you recall a memory, your brain reconstructs it from information stored in different parts of the brain. This process of reconstruction means that memories are malleable. They can be changed, distorted, or even created by suggestion, new information, or the simple act of remembering them. This is why eyewitness testimony can be unreliable and why two people can have vastly different recollections of the same event. Your memory is not a video camera, it is a storyteller. Fact 16. This storyteller has a particular preference for dramatic tales. Your brain is hardwired with what psychologists call a negativity bias. This means you tend to pay more attention to, learn from, and use negative information far more than positive information. It is an evolutionary survival mechanism. Our ancestors who paid more attention to the rustling in the bushes than the pretty sunset were more likely to survive and pass on their genes. In the modern world, this bias can make us dwell on criticism, remember bad news more vividly, and be more affected by unpleasant events. It takes a conscious effort to overcome this innate focus on the negative and appreciate the good. Fact 17. What does your brain do when it's not focused on a negative threat or a specific task? You might think it just goes quiet, but it does something fascinating instead. It activates a specific network of brain regions called the default mode network. This is what is active when your mind is wandering, when you are daydreaming, thinking about the future, or recalling memories. This network is crucial for self-reflection, creativity, and consolidating what you have learned. So that time you spend just staring out the window is not wasted. It is your brain doing some of its most important background work, connecting ideas and making sense of your world. Fact 18. Let's end this section on a lighter note. Something that gives your brain a real workout is a good laugh. Laughing is a surprisingly complex process. It requires activity in several areas of the brain all at once. The left side works on deciphering the structure and words of the joke. The frontal lobe, which is involved in social and emotional responses, gets active, and the right side performs the intellectual analysis required to get the punchline. Then, your motor cortex kicks in to produce the physical act of laughing. It is a full brain exercise that relieves stress and strengthens social bonds. So go ahead and laugh. It's good for your brain's health. Fact 19. Your brain possesses a remarkable quality known as neuroplasticity. This means that your brain is not a static, fixed organ. It is constantly changing and reorganizing itself in response to your experiences, thoughts, and emotions. When you learn a new skill, like playing a guitar or speaking a new language, you are physically changing your brain structure, creating and strengthening neural pathways. This incredible ability is not limited to childhood. It persists throughout your entire life. It means you have the power to actively shape your brain, build new habits, and even recover function after certain types of brain injury. Your brain is like a piece of clay, and your life is the hands that sculpt it. Fact 20. To perform this constant remodeling and to keep itself running in top condition, your brain requires a specific kind of downtime. We call it sleep. But sleep is not just a period of inactivity. It is a crucial active process of maintenance and cleaning. While you sleep, a special system called the glymphatic system kicks into high gear. Think of it as your brain's dedicated janitorial service. It flushes out metabolic waste and toxic proteins that accumulate between your brain cells during the day. This nightly cleaning is vital for memory consolidation, learning, and overall brain health. Without enough quality sleep, these toxins can build up, impairing your cognitive function and clarity of thought. Sleep is not a luxury, it is essential brain maintenance. Fact 21. So while this cleaning crew is at work, what is happening on the main stage of your mind?
Your brain is busy dreaming.
Dreams are one of the most mysterious and fascinating aspects of our mental lives. For a long time, their purpose was a complete puzzle. But we now believe they play several important roles. Dreaming helps your brain process the intense emotions of the day in a safe environment. It also helps sort and consolidate memories, deciding what to keep and what to discard. Some theories even suggest dreams are a form of threat rehearsal simulation, allowing you to practice your fight or flight responses. Whatever their full purpose, during an average lifespan, you will spend about 6 full years of your life in the strange, vivid, and often illogical worlds your brain creates while you dream. Fact 22. When you wake up, you might feel like your conscious mind is in the driver's seat. But here is a shocking secret: a huge portion of your day is run on autopilot. Studies suggest that up to 45% of the actions you perform each day are not based on conscious decisions, but on habits. Driving a familiar route, brushing your teeth, typing on a keyboard, or your morning coffee routine are all examples of your brain offloading tasks to its subconscious. This is incredibly efficient. It frees up your conscious mind to focus on new challenges and problems, rather than getting bogged down in the minutiae of daily life. You are only actively piloting your life about half the time. The rest is expertly handled by the habits etched into your neural pathways. Fact 23. This autopilot system is part of a much grander function. Your brain is not just a passive receiver of information from the outside world. It is a powerful prediction machine. Based on all your past experiences, your brain constantly generates a model of the world and makes predictions about what is going to happen next. It predicts the feel of the doorknob before you touch it, the taste of your coffee before you sip it, and the next word in this sentence. This is why you can catch a ball or react so quickly to a sudden noise. The feeling of surprise is simply your brain flagging a moment when reality did not match its prediction. You are not experiencing the world as it is. You are experiencing your brain's best guess of what the world is. Fact 24. Let's look at a simple, everyday prediction your brain makes about other people.
You si someon yawn.
What happens next? There is a very high chance that you will feel the urge to yawn yourself. Contagious yawning is a real and powerful phenomenon. For a long time, it was thought to be a sign that your body needed more oxygen, but that theory has been largely debunked. The current leading theory is that it is linked to empathy and social bonding. People who are more empathetic are more susceptible to contagious yawning. It is a primitive, unconscious way of showing that you are in sync with the people around you, a small signal from your brain that says, "I am connected to you." Fact 25. The mechanism behind this empathetic connection is one of the most exciting discoveries in modern neuroscience: mirror neurons. These are remarkable brain cells that fire both when you perform an action and when you observe someone else performing that same action. When you see someone smile, your mirror neurons for smiling fire, creating a trace of that same feeling in your own brain. When you see someone stumble, your mirror neurons for stumbling fire, making you wince in sympathy. These cells are fundamental to learning by imitation, understanding the intentions of others, and feeling empathy. They are the neural bridge that connects your mind to the minds of others, forming the very foundation of human society and connection. Fact 26. You have a second brain. That is not a metaphor. Located in the walls of your digestive system is something called the enteric nervous system. This second brain contains over 100 million neurons, which is more than are in your spinal cord or your peripheral nervous system. It can operate independently to manage the complex process of digestion, but it is also in constant communication with the brain in your head. This gut-brain axis is why you feel butterflies in your stomach when you are nervous, or why stress can affect your digestion. A huge portion of your body's serotonin, a key mood-regulating neurotransmitter, is produced in your gut. So, a healthy gut is truly linked to a healthy and happy mind. Fact 27. With all this complex wiring, where do brand new ideas come from? Many people believe in the myth of the creative right brain versus the logical left brain. But creativity is not a one-sided affair. It is a whole brain process. Groundbreaking ideas often emerge from the collaboration between different brain networks. Your default mode network, the one active during daydreaming, generates novel possibilities. Then your executive control network, the one responsible for focus, kicks in to evaluate, refine, and execute those ideas. True creativity is a dance between letting your mind wander freely and then deliberately focusing its power to bring an idea to life. Fact 28. This ability to focus and think can be strengthened, just like a muscle. While your brain is not a muscle, it benefits from exercise in a similar way through the concept of cognitive reserve. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities throughout your life, like learning a new instrument, solving puzzles, reading challenging books, or being socially active, builds a richer, more complex network of neural connections. This cognitive reserve acts as a buffer. It helps your brain become more resilient and better able to cope with the challenges of aging or unexpected neurological issues. You can literally build a stronger, more robust brain through lifelong learning and curiosity. Fact 29. Your brain does not experience reality. It creates it. The world you perceive around you is not a direct, unfiltered feed from your eyes and ears. It is an elaborate construction, a bespoke simulation generated by your brain. The light hitting your retina is just a collection of photons. The sound waves hitting your eardrum are just vibrations. Your brain takes this raw, meaningless data and, based on your memories, expectations, and its internal models, it builds your entire conscious experience. It even fills in the gaps. For example, you have a blind spot in each eye where the optic nerve connects to the retina, but you don't perceive a hole in your vision. Why? Because your brain just makes up the missing information, seamlessly papering over the gap. The vibrant, coherent world you see right now is not a window, but a painting. A painting created by the artist inside your skull. Fact 30. And for our final, most humbling fact, despite all we have learned, despite mapping every region and identifying trillions of connections, the greatest mystery remains completely unsolved. We have no idea how consciousness arises. How does all of this electricity, all of this fat and water, all of these firing neurons, give rise to subjective experience? How does it create the feeling of redness in a rose, the sound of music, the emotion of joy, or the feeling of being you? This is what philosophers and scientists call the hard problem of consciousness. It is the final frontier. We know so much about what the brain does, but we do not know how it produces the very essence of our being. The most intimate and fundamental aspect of your existence is the biggest secret in the entire universe. So there you have it. 30 secrets from the 3-pound universe inside your head. We have journeyed from its physical makeup as a waterlogged, energy-hungry powerhouse to its incredible ability to rewire itself, run on autopilot, and build your entire reality from scratch. It is a prediction machine, a storyteller, a social connector, and the source of the greatest scientific mystery of all time. Your brain is not just something you have, it is what you are. If this journey into your own mind blew you away, show your brain's mirror neuron some love by hitting that like button. And to join us on more explorations into the most fascinating topics in our universe, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Now we want to hear from your incredible brain. Which of these 30 facts shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. We read every single one. Thank you for watching.